Hey all, welcome back to Rooted Hearts Homestead. I am so glad that you are able to come along with me this week again and see what we're up to, and for me just to kind of explain some of the different changes that we have around here. This week, because it is getting darker sooner, I am milking sooner at night. And something that I hadn't realized is our 2-year-old had never seen me milk before. She had no clue where her favorite milk came from. One of the fun things is just being able to share in all these experiences with the kids. They learn so much, and seeing that first time through their eyes, like, it really is amazing. The fact that milk comes out of a goat and then you can drink it, like, that is so cool. So one of the parts of living in the northern side of the US where we are is that there is a huge preparation undergoing right now, and that's called winter prep. What we do for winter prep is a little different than probably what other people do, but one of our big things is getting our yard ready. This is cleaning up hoses, this is moving out stuff, and one of the big things I have to do today is clean out boxes and also get my garden ready for the winter. I have strawberry plants that need to be covered with straw. I use our rabbits' used bedding, and I also have some garden beds that just need to have a little bit more dirt put in them. As you can see, things are blowing around, so I'm gonna get to work and start getting stuff going. The kids have really enjoyed the fire pit this year, but what it means is that there's a lot of stuff to clean up before I can actually burn all these boxes. So I'm working on that right now, and I've got a helper, Steve, who's helping me. We're just getting stuff done. I'm going to start boxes burning and keep moving through that. Now, I had said I was going to talk to you guys about some of the changes that we've had, and like I mentioned in our last video, my parents are now here on the homestead. They're snowbirding. So that means that they're gone during the winter months, but they are here spring, summer, and fall. And amazing, absolutely amazing. I'm really, really excited about that. It's really changed for me how I'm viewing things, but it's also kind of changed the direction of our homestead. No longer am I just providing for me and my family. That was the goal when I started. Like, what can I grow? What can I feed our family with? How can I do this? Well, now that goal has changed not only to what can I feed my family, what can I now feed my extended family, and it's really changed into how can I teach other people to do this? I feel so strongly that if you have a desire or an inkling to go, I'd like something a little different, like, you should have the tools to know how to do that and not feel like you have to spend an arm and a leg. Something that I was talking about with some of my homestead buddies was that so many people who homestead and show that they're homesteading have a lot of money that they're doing it with. Whether they're funded through YouTube or they get sponsorships or they do all this stuff, that's awesome. But what if you don't have those things? What if you are on a single income and you have one person staying at home doing the homesteading stuff and one person going out and earning? I mean, my long-term goal would be that the homesteading and the teaching and everything would completely pay for everything we need to do to survive, and my husband and I could end up working together. And that's what we would like to do. We'd like to work together, teaching people how to do this lifestyle. So what does that look like right now? Well, for me, it looks like a lot of learning. I am, as I said before in some of my other videos, completely new to this. I've only been homesteading for a few years. In the grand scheme of homesteading, that's a very short time. I know very little. And I'm learning things every day. Like, I learned that we could move piglets in with another mama that's given birth within like 48, 36 hours of each other, and they'll share piglets. Like, you could have two mamas in the same thing and they'll share piglets. I knew that there was some piglet sharing, but I didn't quite understand that we could completely move piglets from one mama to another mama's pen. We learned that when our one piggy mama had way too many for her to take care of by herself as a first-time mom, and so we shared the piglets, and now one has 8 and one has 6. Who knew? I didn't know that. It was just one of those things that you learn stuff. I feel like I'm learning things every single day. My goal is never to have the fancy homestead where people feel it is unachievable because, well, they can just go and buy what they want. We do not. We make things work. And I want to share with you how I'm making it work and doing it not as an expensive thing. It is a lot of work when you are making things work. That makes sense? Like, you have to put more time and effort into it. And there are things that we've been blessed to be able to purchase, but we're not just sitting here purchasing brand new things for us to be able to grow and build our homestead. So that's one of the big changes for around here too, is just a really change in heart and what the thought process is with what we're doing. We're not only growing food now for our family and extended family, we're also growing a space where people can come, they can learn, and they can enjoy that process and see how it doesn't take a lot of things to be able to do that. I want to make homestead achievable for anyone, even if they only have a little space in their backyard or a patio where they can put plants. Now, I know what you're probably thinking, Kim, we do not all want to homestead. I know. But for the people that do, and they have an interest in it, and it's like, ooh, this would be really cool. Like, I want people to feel like they can do it. God gave me a word for my home years ago, back when we were doing foster care and everything. My life was very different, and He gave me the word embassy. And I want my home to be an embassy, places where people feel safe, confident, comfortable. It feels like home to them. Guys, we have a bald eagle. My distraction here. That's so cool. We don't always get those. Anyway, I want my home to be an embassy, somewhere where people can come, feel safe, feel loved, feel like they can learn and do, and not feel like, well, this is completely unobtainable. This doesn't feel like my home, which, I mean, it's my home, so it shouldn't exactly feel like your home, but you guys get the idea. Anyone is welcome. Anyone feels like they are able to learn in the space. So that's something that's really kind of a change as far as a thought process moving forward. I want to create a space where people can come and learn. What does that look like? I don't know yet. What I know is that right now, what that changes for me is that I am going to really push for learning. And it means for Joseph that he's also going to do the same thing. We are taking moments and learning everything that we can to be able to move forward in a space where we would not have to rely on him having a 9-to-5. And he would be able to work when he wants to or when he needs to, and then the rest of the time work from home. Obviously, we don't have a timeline on this. It's just like a vision, a desire, something we're working towards. Where before we were working towards having food for ourselves and our family, having better meals, working on our nutrition, not just eating the fast food that we can quickly get from the store, going to less pre-made. There was a lot of pieces to it. And now we're like, well, we actually like doing this. And there's a lot of pieces of it that we find interesting. If any of you have ever talked with my husband, you know that any subject that he is burst on enough to talk about, he's interesting to talk to. It's really fun. Well, that's the sort of stuff that I want to give, sort of opportunities that I want to give to people. You know, come see how we make this work. Like I said before, we're not making it work with a bunch of fancy equipment and all that sort of stuff. We're making it work as a family. We're making things work because that's what we have available to us to make things work with. I guess that's one of the benefits of having my parents here, is that they're coming for this journey right along with us. They're learning right along with us. Something that my mom mentioned the other day when we were working on stuff, she's like, wait a minute, each of you guys kind of has your own animal. What if I got my own animal? She wants to learn right alongside us. My dad is learning stuff every day when he's helping me and doing things, and that's kind of the environment that we want to switch over to, from a need to do this to a learning to do this. And it's always been a learning environment, but a focus on learning. We want to put that focus there. So that is a huge change and shift in perspective and thought process. Another big change is with my garden. I have decided to give up gardening. I'm terrible at it, but I'm going to give up gardening the way I was doing it. I have moved on and decided I do not need a massive garden. There are people all around me who grow food that I can purchase. I would rather purchase the stuff that I am not able to grow myself from them and focus on the things that I am able to grow. Squash, tomatoes, beans, strawberries. Beyond that, I can kind of do kale. I have one kale, literally one kale that made it out of like the 30 kale that I planted or attempted to plant. I am not a gardener, and that is something I need to learn to do, but I don't have to learn it all by myself. Again, this is where the team and family unit comes in and changing our perspective from I'm doing it, I just need to grow for my family, to let's learn how to do this. The whole crew, as a crew, can learn to do this. My parents, my kids, myself, Joseph, we all play a piece in all of this, in all of what we're doing. This space behind me here, this is all going to be garden next year. And it's a space that I've used before, but I've not just focused on one space. I've always focused on multiple spaces. I'm done doing that. We're going to focus on one space. We're going to get good at growing one thing, and then we're going to move on to growing another thing and learn how to grow that. I want to be able to grow stuff, but I don't want to go crazy doing it. That's another piece that's changing. I'm not just here to grow all the things. I'm not just here to do all the things. I want to do them well. And so that's where my focus and shift has changed, and we're editing how we're doing it. It's kind of like a go smaller and go bigger at the same time, because well, certain things are going smaller, we're going to get bigger with other stuff. Like I said, teaching, learning, all those things. So with that teaching and learning, we are cleaning out things, prepping spaces for things, and I am so excited to show you guys all the stuff that's coming, and I just am so excited that you guys are able to support me in that. And the way you do that is by liking this video and subscribing to the channel, making sure that you don't miss a single video that we put out. I'm so grateful for the ones that have come on the journey so far, and I'm excited for the people who are just starting to join us. I am just so excited that we are able to not only show you what we're doing and give you that thought process of, could I do this? Or maybe encourage you if you are doing this, but I'm also excited to teach you and have you learn right alongside me. I hope you guys have enjoyed this video this week, and I will see you guys next week for a new video. Bye.